Hey, everybody, Tom from Rest to Live here. Two things we're going to cover today. Number one, I need a haircut real bad, so I'm going to try to get that done this week because this thing, the lettuce on the top, is starting to get a little too long. Second thing, I just want to go over my week two numbers for my 2022 options challenge. And as a reminder, what I'm looking to do is make about 100K in total premium by selling primarily puts and occasionally selling some calls. I'm not going to waste any time. If you haven't subscribed, really appreciate it if you did. And we always like when you hit that like button. So let's jump right in and not waste anyone's time. Excuse me. So overall, it was a pretty good week again. I'm going to really get my screen tightened up here so everyone can see it. So we had a really good first week, as we covered, at $930 a premium, far ahead what I was forecasting for week one. That trend continued in week two. We came in at 463 of premium on a 225 goal. Not unironically, what's going on in the market right now, treasuries are affecting the markets, the Fed is affecting the markets. Everything is really getting hammered right now as I just checked the markets before things open today. So it's going to be a weird week this week. This is where this buffer really comes in handy, is figuring out what kind of direction we're going to have when things are going to change back into our favor. But the truth is, I'm playing a long game here, so I don't mind taking positions a certain way. I don't mind being assigned some of these stocks that I really want, and I'm going to talk about that in a second as well. So again, 2 good weeks so far. We're currently sitting at 1,393 total premium as it is right now, as you can see here, right? We're a little bit over about 1.4% of our way to our goal, sitting on a gap of 98,607. Very achievable at this rate. I just want to keep staying tight on that. Now, here's what happened last week. Excuse me. So last week, pretty similar to the week before, I opened up 6 positions. I'm going to scroll in again, make sure everyone can see this. And what I did is I played some of my similar plays here, and I want to talk about real quick here, you can see that over really 2 days is where I made my trades, right? Monday, I didn't do anything on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I jumped in a bit here as well. So what was a little bit different this week is we got some better pricing, a little bit better standard deviation rollouts, where what I'm looking to do is get in at a lower premium, but really a more likely profitable trade where I'm not going to get assigned here. So the long and short of it is really this. I jumped into Uber. In Square, right? In both cases here, I was not assigned. I did get assigned one of my Square premium cells here, which I'm going to sit on, and I don't mind sitting on it either. I have a pretty good Square position already, so I'm just going to add this to it and bring my average down. I'll eventually sell this out or put a call against it in the coming week. I also opened up a position on Facebook, took the premium there, did not get assigned, and then SoFi. SoFi is just killing me. I opened up 3 puts here. Excuse me, made a total of $36. So this was a really safe play. I gave myself a lot of breathing room. As you can see here, at the time of the trade, it was about $13.95. My strike was $13.50, so a solid 45 cents of difference here. And even still, we ended up getting assigned 300 shares of SoFi. Again, SoFi is a pretty big position on my portfolio, so I don't mind. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Once the pricing looks good, I'm just going to write calls against this. What I did want to call out here above is this Square piece that I was not assigned on. I had sold a call here based on one of the Square puts that I was assigned. What I also call out is of the 3 Square put premiums that I was assigned here, I've sold off 2 profitably, and then I'm using the other one to write calls against for now. And that's typically the way I play this. Is I'm constantly trying to understand the ebb and flow of where I can grab on the shares that I don't mind holding, get them at the discount, start writing calls against them. But I'm also looking for opportunities to quickly get them off the books and sell for a profit when it makes sense. I got very lucky last week in terms of Square having a pretty decent quick pop. I just timed it well. It's nothing that I knew or did special. I just timed it really well, had a limited order in already, and was able to get out profitably on 2 of them. And I'll keep the other one now just as a call sale for the moment. So one thing that I think is a big difference here is the premiums are a lot smaller, right? Now, the volatility this week, especially starting off sort of on the negatives, I think is going to be a pretty big jump in premium for a lot of things I'm looking at here. But what I'll also point out is I sold a put against VTI and had a pretty decent premium here, but this was not a weekly put, right? This is a monthly put. I did it 2 weeks out. That should be closing this week. I was really looking to see what we're going to get from a bounce off of these positions here. I don't mind owning VTI, and it's a big enough position I can sell calls against it as well. So that's really what happened last week. This week, I want to just talk for a quick second here on my approach and what I'm thinking. With the Treasury data being just kind of crazy, rate hikes are expected. Everything I'm hearing is somewhere between 3 and 4 hikes this year. So we're going to see some pressure on the markets. The reality, though, is it's not that bad of a thing, right? We got to get the economy back in a good place. We got to get inflation handled. Once these things get handled, I think we're going to look for some leveling. And that leveling is where folks like myself who really get into the premium positions here, that's what we need. We need that premium because volatility sounds great and big premiums sound great. We don't want to get assigned. We want to be able to take the premium, look at it from a standard deviation perspective, and take our profits off the table like that. So final point I'm going to make here. It's pretty simple, right? Like you got to know what works for you and where your margin of confidence is, right? And what you can handle from a stress perspective. I don't mind getting assigned positions. I've been doing this for a long time. I have a strategy and a plan for that. Make sure that if you're out there trying to sell options for income, you understand what you're going to do if and when certain things happen, because this has been a wild 2 weeks to be sharing this information with everybody here because everything's just gone down. Every position I enter, even when I give myself lots of breathing room, it moves against me. I don't lose any sleep at night over this. I plan for it. I know what I'm going to do when they get assigned. And that's really where we are today. So one thing I might shift, and I've really been thinking about this as well, is I might add on a few more longer term positions as well. Not quite leaps, not like ultra long options, but stuff that'll definitely be closing in the next month or two. Just see if we can get some of a pump in premium there. Because the reality is I don't see a long-term downtrend here. I think we might flatten out. I think we might get rid of some of the volatility. But I do think we're going to start to even out at some point because some of these are just down so much. Now, of course, everything can go to zero at any given time. No question about it. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. So I'm not looking to do a lot of trading this week. Maybe one, maybe two positions, depending on what happens in the market. And if I can dump any of these other shares like the SoFis, if I get a good price there, I'll either sell calls on them or I'll just dump those as well. Same with Square. So that's it. I want to keep it really short. This has been a great exercise thus far because I think what it's really showing is even when you know what you're doing, even when you have tons of room in your premium and your gap to strike and current price is actually pretty large, sometimes it doesn't matter. If the market's going to move, it's going to move. And all you can do is be ready to absorb that move. So, being capitalized to keep going is the key here. And with that, I'm going to have some more updates coming soon as I make more trades and moves towards this goal. I will also call out, I'm working on a Palantir versus C3 comparison using some of my own standard, or what I should say is non-standard indicators, really looking at some signal data, and I'll be sharing that as well. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. Good hunting out there. Thanks, everybody.